since I camped in the backyard anyway. Whatever, I would just show you everything all set up. I have a duplex, Z-Packs duplex. This thing is massive. It's so big inside. I'm in the duplex. Yep. And I will say, I don't think that I pitch this thing perfectly every time, or most of the time even, but it hasn't rained out here on the West Coast, so it hasn't really been a problem. It's really been just for like mosquito shielding purposes. Anyway, yeah, so this is the Z-Packs duplex. It's super roomy. My toes do kind of touch the end of the tent at night, but if I stake out that one and the one over here, I get more head space and foot space, so that's fine. Anyway, so yeah, this is the interior of the tent. Welcome to my crib. Got that used though. Luckily it didn't really rain a lot out here, but I don't know how great it would be if there was like actually a torrential rain storm, only because of its age. It's already been used on a few other thru hikes, but it worked for me. It was perfect, kept the mosquitoes out, felt sort of cleanish, comfortable, plenty of room, and it's lightweight. I also carried a piece of Tyvek. I use that for when I want to cowboy camp, or if I just want to stop and do yoga or something on trail, or just to sit down and have a little picnic, treat myself. This is just what works for me. Obviously it's different for everyone, but this year I carried a Light AF 40-liter full suspension pack with a super sweet little pattern on it. It's kind of muted, like a blue-green, like real earthy. I loved it. The pack is incredibly comfortable. Little stretchy pockets. They have a drawstring on it where the stuff didn't fall out of it. The hip belt, God, that's my favorite. It has the two little things so that you can adjust it, and honestly, just really comfortable. I got the bigger mesh pocket this time, and he gave me a little tent stake pocket, which is pretty awesome. It also has a snack pack on the bottom so you can easily get to your snacks, and it's got this little tiny hole on the other side where you can shove your garbage in, which honestly is pretty awesome on trail. And I've had really great customer service with Light AF. Thanks, guys. For my sleep system, Herbie is checking out my quilt right now. I have a 10 degree Enlightened Equipment quilt. I have a 40 degree one also, but that was at home and I was having some issues getting my gear mailed in and out to me. So I just get in this time. I helped. Yes, it's the 10 degree, and yeah, I still slept in it last night. I mean, it's a quilt. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to be inside of it. So I just sleep in my tights and usually my hiking shirt. And then I just kind of lay it over me wherever I want it. Snuggle up. It still smells like home. Yeah, I haven't washed it. I know, it's kind of gross. Also, I have a Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite. I have the short one. So that means that really I sleep with my legs on top of my pack, like that. So I kind of have to have stuff in my pack or it hurts my lower back. Let's take and put other stuff, like if my shoes are not too disgusting, sometimes I'll shove them inside my pack just because I kick around and move at night. And then that way I can keep my legs elevated a little bit more. But I mean, I usually end up waking up kind of like this anyway, so it's not like that huge of a deal. I've carried this thing though since January of last year, and I did the whole ECT and the CDT with it, and the Florida Trail, and then the PCT. So this thing has like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has like 10,000 miles on it, which is incredible. It only got one hole the whole time, and that was on the Alabama road walk last year. I was able to patch it right back up. It's been pretty good. I have my Light AF, little Dyneema food bag. That thing was awesome. I've used that for 2 years now. I ended up, I also have a little, I put my ditty bag inside my pack at night because I don't want to squish all my stuff in there. I I don't know if I said this before. What do I have in there? I mean, I have some face medication. I usually have tampons, ibuprofen, Advil. Oh yeah, I always have some allergy medicine because I have allergies. I'm allergic to everything. So, I have adult acne, so I have my face cream in case I get something happening with that. And I also live in the dirt, you know, so I get a lot of clogged pores. I will usually also carry a bunch of baby wipes. I don't have any now because, you know, I've been taking showers and stuff. Oh, I have some KT tape just in case because I did get extensor tendonitis on the CDT last year. It hurt a lot, man. Like, a lot. I thought that I had fractured my foot. It was terrible. And my hairbrush. I've had this since the AT too. So since my first hike, I bought a hairbrush at the Dollar General. Dollar G gang, baby. And I just ripped out the thing from the plastic handle. It's perfect. Super easy to brush my hair. I like it. As I've said, I'm not ultralight, but I'm not super heavy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, toenail clippers. I think I have tweezers still too. Yeah, and just more allergy medicine. So yeah, and sometimes like if I'm not feeling great, I'll carry emergency, or I usually have multivitamins. I try to just carry like, you know, they always come in 100 or 60 or something like that. And I don't necessarily want to carry that many. Like, it's just a lot, like a pound of multivitamins. No thanks. I know it's not really a pound, that was an exaggeration. But I will carry like 20 of them. Maybe I'll carry 30 of them for like a whole month. But yeah, I know I'm not eating well out there, so I do try to take better care of myself. So my EpiPen, I keep on the outside of my pack. I have a deuce of spades, trowel. Always gotta have your hand sanitizer. These are my tent stakes. I mean, I'm not really like a super gear person. These tent stakes are just sort of I don't know. I just put them together from various things that I have. They're all pretty lightweight, super sturdy. I have a Petzl Bindi headlamp. This year I upgraded all my charging stuff. I ended up getting an Anker 20,000 block. My battery pack, I'm usually charging my headlamp or my phone at night beside me. I do have this little case that I carry my, where's my wall charger? There it is. That I carry my Anker, what is this? Nano Pro in. Because it doesn't have, the only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't, these things don't fold into it. So I didn't want to be poking holes in my other gear. So I did end up keeping this little bag. This is my big holy Ziploc bag that I keep the rest of my electronics in. Right now it has, oh yeah, I did upgrade that cord too. I got an Anker power cord with the USB-C to USB-C so that I could more efficiently charge my Anker 20,000 battery thing. Oh, this is what seriously, this is the Anker that lasted me like 4 or 5 days. Charging my phone daily. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I look at my map a lot, and I had another Anker 20,000. I tried it out on the Florida Trail, but it was only keeping my phone charged. It only lasted for like 3 days at a time. So I switched to this Anker 20,000. I'm pretty sure Han was telling me about this one. And then Matt was telling me about the cords. You know, that masochist guy, he does a whole bunch of research. So I always reach out to him. People know stuff, you know, and they're better at some things than I am. So why not crowdsource? Anyway, yeah, this Anker. That's the best one I found. No, I don't ever use this little port, and I wish I didn't have it. I wish I just had 2 of the USB-C ones, but whatever. It still lasts, and it worked fine for me. What else? Oh, there's my Trout Lake, my Trout Lake participant ribbon. That's from when I was in the parade. Anyway, gotta have some things. And it was perfect. I didn't have to sit around for hours waiting. Oh no, I forgot about my pillow. Yeah, that's my pillow. Just kidding. I didn't carry the thing on trail, but it was a little bit of glamping last night, you know? This is an ode to my pillow. The Sea to Summit pillow, which I talked about before. But I had the Sea to Summit pillow and I love that thing. It was great. I had it since my first hike. It was like the green and gray one. I honestly can't remember the name of it right now. I'll look it up. It was a big one. Gotta sleep well if you want to hike well, you know? So I had that thing from the Appalachian Trail. I did half the PCT with it. Then I did the ECT with it and the CDT. And then, and half the Arizona Trail. I washed it frequently because I drool in my sleep. And yeah, it lasted me almost the whole PCT this time. I really wanted it to become, I guess technically it did become a Triple Crown pillow because it lasted past the halfway point that I made it to on my first attempt. Yeah, I just didn't get to finish this PCT through hike with it. See, I think it was in like the end of Oregon or Washington. I know it's so sad, Herbie, where it wasn't holding any kind of air at all. So I had to abandon it, and then I just slept with my head on my clothes bag because I refused to replace it. And what else do I have? Oh yeah, clothes-wise, I pretty much always carry an extra pair of Darn Toughs, which I just use as my sleep socks. Unless there's a disaster, if my feet have been like super wet or something the day before, and I just absolutely do not want to put my wet socks back on, then maybe I'll put on my dry socks the next day. But really, I just use them as sleep socks. And I also carry another pair of my Injinji toe socks. These things have saved my life. Everybody else gets blisters and they have all these different foot problems on trail. I do not, and I attribute it to my Injinji toe socks and my Darn Tough foot system. Also my shoes. I wear the Ultra Lone Peaks. These are the 6s, I think. I've been fine just going with whatever the next model is whenever they come out. I love these things. They're not for everybody. They are 0 drop, which my brother could not handle, but I love it, and it has a super roomy toe box. I get a size up for my regular size. I really wear an 11, but I buy a 12. I've tried the men's before, didn't work out for me. I have a dainty heel, so they slip around too much in that way. So, women's 12 Ultra Lone Peaks, love them. I've got Ultra Gators. I wore a sun hoodie most of the time. My original sun hoodie wore out and I ended up getting a light AF sun hoodie. Super cute. It's got a cool little design on it. I wore that most of the time, but sometimes in the evening or in the morning, if it got cooler out, I might switch and just have on my tank top and not have the hoodie over it. I realized I didn't say what I actually hike in. So I wore a black tank top underneath. It was just whatever, it didn't look that dirty. And it was thin, lightweight, dried fast. I got another one actually that I'm going to use on my next thru hike and that I'm currently living in. And I like to wear a pair of baggies for actual hiking because they're really durable. They're meant for surfing, and they dry fast. So last year I had a pair of not last year. On this hike I had a pair of Rip Curl baggies, and I actually just got a pair of Roxy baggies because those did eventually, I wore those things thousands and thousands of miles, so they deserve to be retired. And I usually just get whatever cheap sports bra from Walmart or Target or whatever, just something that dries quickly. It's kind of thin. Yeah. And I did have a Melanzana for the start of this trail. I actually kept it all the way through the Sierra, and I think I mailed it to my mom in Tahoe. So I didn't have it from Tahoe till the end. But I do love my Mally. It's super comfortable, it's soft, it's warm, but it's not too warm. It's really great for those like in-between hiking times when it's kind of cool, but you don't want to put on your puffy. The only thing I'll say about it is that, well, the only negative thing I'll say about it is that it is pretty big. It's bulky, you know? So when I'm not wearing it, a lot of times I would just fold it up and have it on the very top of my pack. Yeah. So I love it. It's just big. Surf shorts, baggies. That's what I like for hiking. A tank top, a sun hoodie. I had a North Face sun hoodie before, but as I said, I switched to the light AF sun hoodie afterwards when it wore out. And yes, I did have gloves. I got a pair of outdoor research gloves, I think. Actually, I just bought those in a gear shop right before I went into the Sierra because my hands do get super cold, and that is the worst when you can't make your hands work to like unclip your hip belt and you have to go pee. So yeah, I did have some gloves. I also mailed them back to my mom in Tahoe. A lot of nights I would just sleep in my sun hoodie as like my sleepy shirt. I know it was already dirty, but for some reason, as long as it was dry by the time I put it on that night, I felt like it was cleaner and I would sleep better. I also carry a pair of tights. They're Under Armour tights, and I've had these since my very first hike too, but I just sleep in them at night. Not necessary, really, but it just feels good, and it's nice to be a little bit cozy. This year I did upgrade to, I got a Visp rain jacket and lightened equipment. It was awesome. No, it doesn't rain a lot out here. A lot of mosquitoes, and there's snow and sometimes extreme wind. So I did wear my rain gear a lot, but I didn't wear it for rain. I wore it for the mosquitoes, for the wind, for the snow. I also got outdoor research rain pants. I just hit the 1,000-mile mark and the sun just came out. It's like a miracle. And I'm at 28 miles for the day. Killing it, man. I feel really good. I did think I was getting hypothermic for a minute there. Again, I did put them on every time there was like extreme mosquito hordes, and I did wear them that one day when I thought I was gonna die from the cold and the rain and the snow. This is Dorothy Lake Pass. It's cold. There's a lot of snow. God, it's early. And then finally, mosquito net. Completely necessary, especially in Oregon. Some parts of Washington too. Christie Springs. That was the worst mosquitoes I've had yet. Full rain gear. And it's hot. And my last thing, I have an Enlightened Equipment Torrid Puffy. It's very soft, it packs down, really tiny, keeps you warm. Yeah. I just got the forecast. 31 degrees right now. Feels like 25. Agreed. It does. Slight moderate chance of snow. And yeah, it's gonna be like 29 degrees at 5 a.m. That's pretty much it. I do have a Garmin inReach, and it's a mini. What did I not talk about? Oh, my spoon. I was a cold soaker this year, and last year I started cold soaking, so really I just carried a peanut butter jar, and that's what I would make my ramen in. You just hydrate it. And this is my spoon, long handle spoon. It's a Tokes. Titanium, and I love it. Triple crown spoon. Oh, and my poles. I got the Black Diamond Ergo cork poles this year. I needed to make sure they would be tall enough to put up the duplex, and also I just wanted something a little bit more sturdy. And they have this cool little slant, you know, ergonomic. They were pretty great. How the pole situation works in here. You just put the handle up at the top and then it just goes right down into the ground. Acts as your no complaints. Yeah, so it's been fun showing you my gear. I think, so I did weigh myself and then I weighed myself with my pack on. My sister's scale isn't like super accurate. I mean, it kept telling me I weighed different amounts, but like not by a lot. I don't know. I just, it looks like maybe it was 11 pounds, maybe 10 pounds. That'd be cooler. I'm not gonna say it was maybe 12 pounds, and maybe it was. With all of my baby wipes, I'm sure it was like 15 pounds. Just kidding. We're just talking base weight here. With food, it was way more, and water. So anyway, thanks for looking at all my cool stuff with me. It was awesome. I love sharing it. Hope you guys get out there and get after some adventure too.